Alright, hey everybody, it's Joshua Rebel Hayes, Rebel Ink Tattoo Studios here. I got a few comments. A lot of people have been posting stuff on this news channel 16 about these kids that are getting charged with murder. For one, the law doesn't allow them to be charged or indicted on a life or a death sentence. Look up Miller versus Alabama. You do not charge a juvenile and sentence them to prison or death for the rest of their life. It violates the 8th Amendment. It's cruel and unusual punishment. Second note I got for you guys that are putting all these comments on posts: if you want to hang somebody or you want to do vindictive justice, go ahead. Stop being a coward. You can do whatever you want to do. Nobody's stopping you from doing it. These kids wanted to go in that house. That's what they did. One of them decided on his own to go in that house, and it cost him his life. These kids ain't responsible for what happened to that other kid. As far as I've seen on the news, as far as I've seen talking to his mom and everybody on Facebook, nobody forced that 5th kid that got shot and killed to go in that house. He took it upon himself to violate that man's rights. Am I saying what they did is right? No. What they did is wrong. How do I know? Because I was him. 16 years old, I was waived sentenced to 10 years. I spent the next 6 years in prison. I got out when I was 22. I started smoking crack, and I kept robbing people, and I kept violating people's rights. And guess what? I'm still out here today. 2006, I called another B&E. Somebody came home when I was in their house. They testified against me. Guess what? I'm still out here. I'm walking the streets. I don't violate people's rights. I don't commit crimes. I run my own professional tattoo studio, rebelink.net. Rebel Ink Tattoos on Facebook, Josh Rebel Hayes. You can see all my stuff. I work at Trailerberg, 2nd shift. I got a wife and 3 kids I support. You're saying that these kids' life is over with? No, it's not over with. The fact is, they're not going to get life. They're not going to get death. The United States Supreme Court has already ruled on this. The Constitution won't allow it to happen. And they will be out. It might be 20 or 30 years before they get out. It'll more be like 10 or 15, and they'll be back out on the streets again. So you people want to post these comments and say their life's over. What would you rather see? Would you rather see someone do 20 years in prison, a hard time, come back out and re-enter society from the time they're 16 and not know nothing but being around a bunch of other killers, and then have them re-enter society? Or would you rather see some type of form of justice be served, something that fits the crime? They didn't kill this man. They didn't force that kid to go in there. The man was well within his right to shoot the kids that he shot. He was protecting his home. He didn't do nothing wrong. I'm glad to see that the state's not violating the 2nd Amendment and they're still honoring other people's rights, because they already tried to do away with the 4th Amendment. Nobody says nothing when the police force their way in your house at gunpoint. Why don't you guys comment on the 4th Amendment and how the police violate people's rights? The kid's 16, man. He was 15 or something when he did this. The other kids, they're 16. Kids don't think that far ahead. If they thought that far ahead, I'm sure they wouldn't have committed this crime. How do I know this? Because I was them. Just 2006, I was them. 26-year-old, I was still a kid. I didn't think that far ahead. So you guys can say whatever you want to say. You can look up the case, Miller versus Alabama. The kids won't get life. They won't get the death penalty, and I'll make sure they don't get it. If I got to write the court as a friend of the court, if I got to cite case laws, if I got to give a circuit court a judicial notice on my own. I'm already being prosecuted for practicing law. I might as well do it when it means something and it saves somebody's life and it benefits somebody. So that's what I got to say about this. You can like it, dislike it, comment it, all you want. But as long as you're talking about it, somebody's going to hear it. So keep talking about it. Dislike it, do whatever you want. But that's what it is. The kids ain't going to spend the rest of their life in prison. They're not going to get the death penalty. They will be out. Just how much time they spend in prison determines how they come out of prison. So thanks. And I'm gone. Rebel Ink. Check me out on YouTube, Facebook, and